Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the GVM 1000D RGB video light panel. Now there are actually two in this set. It retails for a little under $300 US. At least that's the price as of the time of this unboxing. It was sent over by the manufacturer for review purposes, and I'm fairly confident this is going to be a solid product because I've covered a lot of GVM lighting and sliders in the past, and they all generally are a solid value-oriented product that gets the job done. So I expect nothing but the same here. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. And again, when it comes to affordability for what you're getting, pretty tough to beat. Now, it does not come with a dedicated remote control, but you can use GVM's app, so that's a plus. And I just expect solid performance. The other nice thing is that it's going to pair up with the rest of my studio lighting now, which is also from GVM, also RGB. And I like having that flexibility because you never know when you're going to want to change the look and feel of your shot, whether we're talking about still or video production. Another nice thing is that GVM's lights always come in a carry case, and you can see that being revealed right now. So let me go ahead and pull this off camera. It is fairly heavy, but that's because, GVM does construct these things well. You can see right there, they're telling you to download the GVM 2 app, which is something I have not yet done. I'm hoping that that is going to be addressable for all of my lighting, because that would just make everything even better. The GVM Easily app was fine, but it did leave some things to be desired. So hopefully the GVM 2 app is going to take things to the next level. So let's go ahead and open this up. And it is an actually well-padded case from GVM. Right now, my studio is actually driven by GVM lighting, for those of you that are curious. And I'm really happy with what they make. I think that if you're looking for affordable lighting, it is really tough to beat what they put together. So, included in this kit, I think they also have a 3-piece kit as well. Typically on sale, Amazon or B&H. Both are authorized retailers. And here I'm assuming we're going to have the physical stands, but it looks like it's not physical stands. This is where the power bricks live. So that's the first thing we're getting hit with. And by the way, you can drive these, of course, with the hardwired bricks that you see right there, or you can opt, and these do give you a fairly solid amount of length, which is nice, or you can opt to use, NP batteries in the event that you are doing something remote and, you can't actually lean on utilizing hardwired connection. Let's see what's inside of this. I believe these are the actual stands, and they're generally, again, good in my experience for what could just be a generic and often is. They are branded. GVM takes that extra step. Some manufacturers don't bother. So we'll see how these work, but I'm expecting them to do the job, and it's nice that they come with, again, their own little packaging as well. But let's get to the stars of the show here. Move this stuff aside and get to the lights themselves. Don't want to have any accidents. But when you think about that, you can get this whole kit. I know right now on Amazon, it's like, I think with the discount, the normal retail is $320, but I think we're looking at like $275, something like that. So if you're looking to, immediately step up your lighting game, whether you are, again, a photographer, videographer, or a content creator, anything in between, or if it's just hobby related, whatever it is, GVM seems to make a different product and price point for everyone out there. So I'm having a little trouble getting this out of its included carry case, but I'll get there. Barn doors are pre-installed. Now there is no diffuser as far as I'm aware. At least it does not come with this, but we'll see. And I think the most exciting thing for me, besides the fact that you're getting a 45 watt, RGB video light out of this, is that new app. I'm really excited to see. And you can see dual slots again for the NP batteries, as I mentioned before, which are not expensive batteries. You can get quality ones from GVM and other manufacturers. You don't have to go with Sony to get it. We've got the RGB control, and then of course the multi-control button on the right, which controls saturation, a variety of things, the hue, all of that good stuff. The scene, because this does also support multiple scenes. Your readout display right there, power input, power switch, as well as the ability to switch between slave and master mode for controlling. And then, as I mentioned, the barn doors are pre-installed, which I think is a really nice touch. My 50RS lights that I'm using right now do not have pre-installed barn doors. Bit of a pain in the butt to change those out, but it looks like, you know, they did a good job here. And then the ability, of course, to slide in diffusers and gels. You can see right there, we have one already pre-installed right there. So I'm excited to see how these perform. They are small, but powerful for what they pack overall, and that's what makes this little set unique. So I'm going to be very curious to see how well they perform. Basically, also another thing to be aware of as that pops out, this was just keeping it in place, is that they're substantially smaller than the more expensive lights I'm using right now. So if they put out a similar overall fidelity, accuracy, and do it, you know, in a smaller form factor at a more palatable price point, I think this is ultimately going to be a winner for those of you that are trying to get something that, again, is affordable and just does a wide range of, or gives you a wide range of flexibility. Let's go ahead and see if I can just plug one in without having some sort of disaster here. I should have an MP battery ready to go. This is a Vemico. It is not a GVM. And GVM does not supply batteries on this, but let's just see if this can do it. I don't even know how much power we've got on this, but let's go ahead and see if it drives it. May not have any juice. No, it does have juice. So it looks like we need to have 2 batteries on here in order to get it going. Let me see if I can find one more. I don't think I have another one just sitting around, even though, oh, no, you know what? I take that back. I do have another one just sitting around. Look at me. This one is generic. Let's see what happens here. It should power it on, but it could also have to do with the fact that this check button, I'm trying to remember if the Vemico also, if you have to actually switch, because it does have a USB output. No, it doesn't seem to be doing it. So not getting it to power up on, you know, immediately here, in spite of having 2 semi-charged batteries. This is showing 100%, but, and everything seems seated properly, so that's a bit odd. But I could just try to hardwire it. Why not? Let's just see. I thought it was going to be this simple, but, you know, not everything in life is. Power switch should have just pulled it on, but let's go ahead and just try one of the hardwire connections, and then we'll take it from there. But again, for me, the GVM2 app is what I'm most excited about, because I always wished the GVM would include an actual, you know, an actual remote, since their app was serviceable, but I felt like it was holding it back in many instances. And now here we might actually have something that gets the job done if the app has been revamped and done really well, which is what I'm going to hope for all of us. I mean, anyone like me that relies on GVM lighting knows that the app works, but it was not the best app on the market, that's for sure. And so now, if we end up with something superior, well, that's just going to be bonus material. All right, so we're plugged in. Now there should be no excuses. We should be getting power. I'm hoping that I don't somehow have a defective unit here on my hands. It's not looking normal. Let me go ahead and remove these on adapter. There we go. Remember, you do need to have, do need to switch between adapter and battery because the light does actually need to know what you're engaged in terms of what the power source actually is. So I need to tighten this up to actually get this in position so I can just hold it by the yoke. So now we do have the readout. You can see the channel is at 6, and essentially should be able to take us through, blind everyone a little bit here. I think there are over 700 LEDs on each of these panels, or at least that was the head count I saw. But let's see here if I can. It's not changing anything at present. It should be, but I'm not seeing anything dial in on the actual. Okay, here we go. So now we've got our color temperature change. Let's go ahead and get this up to. So I like to film personally at 5600, but everyone has their preferences. And so you can see it's using, it's in the same way bicolor works. It's using some as opposed to others in order to achieve what we're trying to do. So then if I go ahead and jump, now it's in slave mode, master mode, the app. So you have to switch to the app in order to control it directly from the app. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're seeing here. So I'm going to install the app, but I did want to see the RGB range change. Now right now this is just controlling the actual power of the light. You can see we take it all the way up to 100, and that's the amount of light. If I go ahead and take it away, you can see the difference. Bring it back. And then if I, again, this is just bicolor. Now we're nice and warm at 3200. Take it nice, make it nice and cool up at 5600. And the question is, there we go. So now we've got the hue. It's just a matter of, just like on my 50RS, pressing in the multifunction knob, and that gives you, again, the CCT, hue, saturation, and scene modes. So now we can dial in, again, this is controlling the actual power, but this should let us cycle through all of the colors as well. So I'm going to bring that back, just going through the hue here. So, it goes all the way up to, it's got the full range. So anything that you're looking to achieve, you're going to be able to. But because these aren't the highest powered lights, remember, it's really a matter of specific use. And you get what you pay for. Right now, these are looking pretty cool. And if I can sync them in with my existing 50RSs, which there shouldn't be a reason, I can see having a nice use for these in terms of just getting ready for on-camera work. It'll just give me another layer. And the RGB, I always prefer. Why wouldn't you want to have the RGB capability? It doesn't make any sense not to. I'm going to try not to go blind as I demo this right now as we go through the spectrum. I'm just spinning and spinning. In-app control is going to be the easiest way to do this, obviously, but still, this should serve the purpose of just showing you everything in terms of colors that this is capable of producing as best as possible as I can reproduce it here. And it just seems like GVM is improving the products they make, which is all you can ever hope from an accessory manufacturer, a lighting company like GVM that makes such a broad breadth of different price point options. So while I'm accustomed to using some of their higher end stuff, again, for an affordable light like this, seems like a really good option. Based on what I'm seeing so far. I'm not sure why I couldn't get the batteries to work, but I'm sure it's user error. And then last but not least, if I go, jump to the actual scenes, should be able to jump in and out of the scenes there, but I'm not seeing the scenes. I'm going to have to familiarize myself with this a little bit more, because this should take us in and out of the scenes. I'm not seeing the scenes. For some odd reason, not seeing the scenes. We're back to the hue and saturation. So I'll figure it out. But either way, that was just a first look, not the quickest first look, but still a first look, again, at the 1000D 45 watt RGB lights from GVM. This is the 2-pack. Again, for under $300, this is probably going to be very, very difficult to beat, considering what GVM gives you in terms of the travel case, pretty much everything you need except for the MP batteries if you want to lose the wires, of course. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.